In 2005, we were a small 19-bedroom hotel in Ipswich, and we were planning to extend, put up another 19 bedrooms. So our bankers were Barclays. Went to them, asked them that we need another £900,000 to do the extension. They said, "You're fine." Gave us the offer letter. We signed contracts with the construction company. Construction started. A month down the line, he called me and he said that we've got somebody from Barclays Capital coming in to our offices, and I would just like to bring him over to just to explain how things are on the interest side of things. So I said, fine. He brought him over, and this guy said that, look, interest rates are going to rise, and you really need to make sure that you're able to meet your debt obligations by entering into a product which is a brand new product which Barclays have introduced, and it is something that it's a win-win situation for you. So basically he gave me this particular product, which now I know is called a structured collar. And he said, I just took his word for it, and I said, fine, okay. I had already started the construction, and I didn't want anything to happen to our relationship with Barclays. He gave me a slide. The next week he called me. I was at home one day. It was a day off for me, and he said, look, we need to enter into this product today, otherwise the rates are going to go up. I said, fine, okay. So over the phone, we entered into this transaction. That was, as far as Barclays was concerned, that was it. In 2007, we moved our banking over to NatWest. NatWest, as a part of the deal, obviously because we already had this particular swap transaction with Barclays, they said that that will need to be a word they used, novated over to themselves, which I said, fine, it will basically be transferred over to themselves, to RBS. And at the same time, they said that, look, this is a superb product that you've got, so you need to buy another product from us to protect the additional borrowing that you've got with us. I said, fine, okay. So they sold us another 2 products, one for each company. This was part of a condition of the loan. Took it. Unfortunately, later down, I think in 2000 and early 8, the bank manager who had sold me the first product at Barclays came over as my bank manager at RBS or NatWest. I wasn't very happy with him, so I moved my banking relationship to Santander, and along with that, all 3 swaps were transferred over, novated over to Santander. 2009, obviously interest rates start to go down, and instead of paying 0.5%, I was paying like 9% almost 10%. Tried to keep up to those payments. In 2010, I started to basically fall behind on my payments for these swaps. 2011, I was told that they will need to do Santander told us that, look, you're a bad risk. We will need to conduct a strategic business review of your business to see whether you are running as efficiently as possible. Obviously, at cost, which was then added to the loan. The business review people came out and they said that everything is fine as far as the working is concerned. There is this issue of the swap payments, and because of these swap payments, the business is not able to meet their debt obligations. Anyway, in 2012, January, I saw in one of the newspapers that there was, I think it was the Daily Mail, that there has been some talk about the mis-selling of these products. So I contacted my solicitors, and they said, fine, we'll help you with it. Obviously, I didn't have any money, so entered into a conditional fee agreement with them. So I had 2 or 3 swaps. One with Barclays, 2 with NatWest, RBS. And they were both sitting at this moment in time with Santander, who basically said that we never sold you these swaps, so we've got nothing to do with it. Go to Barclays or go to NatWest. So we issued proceedings against Barclays and NatWest in early 2012. In August 2012, we had our fact find with Barclays. In October, on the 25th of October 2012, we were told by Barclays that yes, the product has been missold and that you will be getting a full refund of all the monies paid under the swaps, plus 8% interest, which after a lot of fight, because initially they said they will not pay us that till we agree the consequential loss side of things. And I said, look, I don't have the money. You need to pay me. So ultimately, they did pay us that amount. We submitted our consequential loss claim on the same, probably after a week or so, which was, and that was only for out-of-pocket expenses. There was nothing to do with the loss of profit. And a lot of it was also to do with our legal fees that we had incurred during that time. They basically, I had an email from Barclays saying that within 2 weeks you will have a response to your consequential loss claim. Kept calling them, emailing them. In January, they basically sent me a letter saying that none of your consequential loss claims are acceptable because they do not meet these legal principles. And I called them and I said, look, I'm not a lawyer, I'm going to tell you. I don't know what the legal principles are. You've asked me to give you all the losses that I've suffered, which are out-of-pocket expenses, which I did. And they said, look, you banked with Santander, you don't bank with us, so we do not have the internal credit files. If you can go back to Santander and tell them to give us their internal credit files, we will then be able to basically look at your consequential loss claims. And I asked them the question, I said, okay, if I was to come to you as a customer and ask you, can you give me copies of your internal credit files, will you give those to me? And he said, no. So I said, how do you expect me to go to Santander and ask them to give me their internal credit files, which are confidential, and give them to you? He said, I'm sorry, but basically we can't do anything without it. At that point, I went to Frenkels, and Frenkels are now in the process of producing a document for me, which hopefully will come up with those legal rules which consequential losses are supposed to be. The whole thing in all of this is that FCA have always said that we do not need any professional advice. And here I am. I tried to not use my professional advice as far as the consequential loss was concerned. I used my professional advice for issuing proceedings. Whatever redress monies I got, most of it has now been paid to the solicitors. So basically, I haven't got much left. And Barclays have refused to pay us any of our legal fees because they said that this was supposed to be a simple process, and the FCA have said it is a simple process. Even though most of those were incurred prior to June 2012. So at this moment in time, we don't know what's going to happen. Whatever monies they've paid us has gone to the solicitors. We will need to see what comes out of this report, which is being presented to them within the next couple of weeks. With regards to NatWest, RBS, we are still waiting a decision from them. We sent them our fact find back last year in July. Still haven't heard from them, so don't know what's going to happen. But in the meantime, basically, our business has gone down because we've paid in the last 5 years around £500,000 out to these guys. And it's just hemorrhaged the cash flow. We haven't had any cash flow, and it's just ruined our business and also my life. So,
thank you very much. I must say, Khurram, when I listened to your testimony and added into the other two we've had, I'm flabbergasted why nobody's in jail for this.